Welcome to LifeProof Relationships, a podcast brought to you by JourneyOn Coaching. I'm Kylie.
And I'm Christy. And we are a mother-daughter power team, both certified life coaches who have made coaching not just our careers, but our way of life. And with more than 2,000 sessions and 2,600 hours of direct coaching experience between the two of us, we've got a lot to share with you. Our clients come to us with all sorts of challenges and desires for change, but without fail, we ultimately arrive at the core of everything, cultivating relationships.
So, if you're interested in exploring ways to transform your relationships to be more loving, nourishing, and dynamic, please join us. Whether we're talking about partners, family, friends, or coworkers, we'll always ground back into the foundation of them all, which is your relationship with yourself.
Yes. So the topic of our podcast today is pillar number 2 in our 5 pillars, which is connect to the vision. Our last episode was choose love, and this is connect to the vision. So let's just start with, what the heck is vision? I mean, yeah, we have 20/20 vision if we're lucky. But there's also vision for yourself. So we like to call this LifeProof Self. There's vision for us and our partners, which we like to call LifeProof Partner. And then there is vision for you and your family as a whole. What do you think that's called? LifeProof Family.
Sure. Really quick, just as a context, we're talking about pillar 2 of a 5-pillar framework for building a LifeProof partnership, LifeProof family relationship, or LifeProof self relationship. So that's where what Christy is talking about comes from. And we're just jumping straight into the second pillar. And if you want to get more information on the higher level of what does LifeProof even mean, what are we talking about, just take a look at our other episodes. You can see one called What Does LifeProof Mean to Us? And the episode of Choose Love, that's about the first pillar. And so now we're going to go into the second pillar, and we'll have more episodes for pillars 3, 4, and 5. So
Great context building, daughter. Love that.
Yes.
Good
Jump
job.
in.
Okay. So I asked myself, what is my vision for myself? If I really want to be life-proof, as we've talked about it, where I am deeply connected to the field of love and committed to a respectful and compassionate relationship with myself, then what's my vision and how can I connect to it? So my vision for myself is I truly want to be full of zest for life, gifting my soul the experience of being alive, which Kylie has coined as one of her mottos, and I have now adopted it. I love it. So being full of zest for life, gifting my soul the experience of being alive, I envision being happy and healthy and able to live life fully with ease. And by ease, I mean that my body is fluid and moves in the way that I want it to, and that I have spaciousness in the way in which I interact on a daily basis in my heart and in my mind. I envision my learning and growth to be ever present. I truly hope I'm still growing and learning until I'm no longer physically on this earth. I want to live full of love and gratitude for all forms of life, especially this beautiful Pachamama or Mother Earth. And I envision trying new things and opting into life. So that's a vision that I currently hold for myself.
Why does this matter for you, having this vision for yourself?
Because connecting to a vision, connecting to this vision in the moments when the waves are crashing around me or over me, reaching in and connecting to love, pausing in that liminal space of stimulus and response that you talked about from Viktor Frankl in a previous podcast. If I can bring this vision into focus in that moment, then it's going to be so much easier, well, maybe not easier, but I'll have a higher likelihood of being able to choose love in the moment rather than the thing. And that kind of alignment to a vision, I think it will really drive behavior.
Yeah, it sounds like a really powerful compass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it can be a North Star kind of thing. Okay, so then I asked myself, well, I have this wonderful partner of 28 years. I've known him for almost 30. And when I think about LifeProof Partnership and connecting to a vision for that, I think about being generously and richly sharing this life with the man I love, gifting both of our souls the experience of being alive. Our souls chose each other. So exploring that at a soul level is incredible. That's just such a rich vision for me. And that looks like supporting one another to grow and learn and be healthy, to choose love first and foremost in our interactions, not getting, we like this word shemped, which means hooked or distracted by, the thing of it, whatever we're talking about, that there will be spaces in our togetherness so that we can grow our own branches and become our own colors, fully supporting one another in that growth. And underlying all of this, in addition to love, is communication. It's essential. Open, honest, and respectful communication. So that's the kind of connecting to that vision that I have for my partner. And then extrapolating that to LifeProof family. I think these build on each other. I need the
They
foundation
do.
of the vision, connecting to the vision for myself, connecting to the vision for my partner. And then for the family is to, I have 4 daughters and a good handful or 2 of other daughters, couple of sons along the way that have and still are, for the most part, a part of our family. But the vision that I have is to generously and richly share this life with one another in an interdependent way, keyword, interdependent, respecting our differences and supporting one another's growth at each person's own pace. And then also in the ways each one of us needs and names.
What does interdependent mean to you, since it's a keyword?
Interdependent kind of throws independence on its head. And I know that might be provocative for some people, having served in the military for 20 years. Independence was something that was certainly ground into me, as well as having grown up to become independent. And I just think we may have gotten it a little wrong, maybe even a lot wrong, because independent breeds separation. And separation can breed resentment and discord and and loneliness.
Misunderstanding.
Yeah. So the interdependence implies that we learn and we grow in community. We learn and grow best when we are interconnected, including all the various strengths that one another has, and we capitalize on those strengths and we rely on one another, and we don't have to go it alone. That there are dependencies in every relationship, and naming those and what they are can be really beneficial. It's an acknowledgement that we don't expect, for example, our kids to go off at 18 and go to college and become completely independent. The the cord is cut, the strings are, everything is, you're on your own now. Bye-bye. That's just not the vision that Dad and I have, or that I have for my family. The vision I have is that there's a groundedness, there's an undercurrent of love and respect and commitment to the growth of one another. And that requires interdependence. So thank you for asking that.
Yeah, glad I did.
As one of the offspring, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like that you can connect to that word and that part of the vision for the family?
Yeah, I mean, we've been really prioritizing kind of becoming a team, the family.
Mm-hmm.
especially as we all become adults and being intentional about what roles we want to play in each other's lives. Because we've intentionally resisted the separative nature of the word independent, but it's definitely still like respect each other's independence and sovereignty, really. This might be a better word than independent.
Yeah, and responsibility,
And responsibility. Yeah. All right. So keep going. You're talking about the vision for the family.
Yeah. And I just want to highlight again that it's at each person's own pace in the
Yeah.
way that that person wants to grow and evolve. And it doesn't look the same. Everybody is different. And we have to have
Yeah.
that spaciousness,
Yeah.
for the differences.
All
Go
four of us
ahead.
daughters are super different. And so
Uh
is
huh.
you're different and dad's different and my partner's
Yeah.
different and like our other partners are different. Like the other daughter's partners are, yeah, it's really multifaceted.
And what a grand vision to have of still being in community, intentional
Exactly.
community together, embracing the differences.
Embracing the differences.
Yeah. So open communication is absolutely required to name boundaries and preferences and to encourage kind and compassionate conversations that focus on the relationship more than the thing, common theme here, but important to be for that to be in the vision. I also envision minimizing comparing and instead celebrating one another as we become who our souls need us to be. So that
Oh,
kind of
well, that's a
culminates
loaded
in,
phrase. Who our soul needs us to be. Can I double click on that?
sure. Yeah. Well, if we are gifting our souls the experience of being alive as part of the vision for LifeProof Self, in that
Yeah.
relationship,
Yeah.
then in the family structure, allowing for that, expression, which is,
Yeah.
golly, it's a lifelong thing. It's constantly evolving and expressing, and we're learning who our soul, what our soul is, and our purpose of being here, that is soul driven versus ego driven, and celebrating one another in that, recognizing that, golly, who my soul needs me to be might be a little bit different than who I think I need to be, and I call that
Ah.
ego. And
Ah.
then, in the family structure, in this connect to that vision, that's welcome, because we're also choosing love and the relationship over whatever the thing is. And
Yeah.
we have a belief structure that the soul is really important, and that also a belief structure that our souls choose us. So
Mm-hmm.
we need to respect them, so we live and we love and we learn and we grow together interdependently with phases of independence. I like what you said about that.
Mm-hmm. Hey there. I wanted to take a minute to tell you how you can get LifeProof coaching from us. It's super simple. Just go to our website, journeyOn-coaching.com, and sign up for a free introductory session with either Christy or myself, Kylie. This is our passion and it's our way of life. So if you're feeling called to reach out, don't hesitate. We look forward to speaking with you and getting to know you. So I'm just kind of keeping the main thread alive here for our listeners, which is Christy just gave 3 examples, one of vision. And the first was her vision for herself, her relationship with herself, which is part of like her own life proof relationship with herself that she's cultivating. And then she gave a vision for life proof partnership for the relationship she's cultivating with her husband, my dad. And then she gave an example of the vision that she has for the life proof family dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
And so these are all under the umbrella of the second pillar of this framework, which is connect to the vision. So it's one thing to create the vision, and then the second thing is to connect to the vision. So it's kind of a 2-part pillar that requires practice and reflection, and the vision might change. So you might have to recreate a vision. Then connecting to the new vision takes practice again. So it's not like this once and done deal. Like you just write it down and then that's the vision. Boom, you're done. It's a constantly evolving and dynamic practice that you keep tabs on.
Yeah.
In connection with.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love that. You know, when we take time to make a vision for ourselves, it can really connect to the meaning and purpose that we have in our lives. And I frequently coach people on meaning and purpose in their lives. And they're thinking externally, usually like, oh, I need to align to the purpose and the mission and the vision of this company. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's great. And let's talk about you. What is your vision for yourself that you can align to that gives you meaning and purpose? And then we can compare. Hey, does this match the meaning and purpose that you have in the company that you're in? And if it doesn't, well, that's a whole nother coaching area of, okay, then how do you align? And this gets to your second point of this pillar. First, you define it, and then okay, how do you align to it? And it's truly through practice, having it in front of you, like literally physically having that vision in front of you, whether it's in writing or you've done a vision board or sometimes even sounds or music and, olfactory smells. So it's full spectrum vision. It's 360 degrees of vision and all of your senses in the vision. And then when you align to it, that's the practice.
Yeah.
Is a particular behavior aligning to the vision? Is a decision that you're about to make, does it align to the vision? Both your self vision, your partner vision, and your family vision.
There you go. Now that's the active, engaged practice of this is aligning with it. Like we often have a buffet of options for how we can choose to respond to certain things in our life. And many of them might have totally logical reasonings. Choosing X or choosing Y could logically talk yourself into any of it. But which option is most aligned with the vision you have for yourself, for your partner, for your family?
Well, let me give an example.
That's a really powerful, super powerful filtering system.
Well, it just happened with your sudden desire to pick up and go to Mexico.
Oh, yeah?
If you didn't know, we're actually doing this podcast with me in Colorado and Kylie in Mexico. So the vision that I have for the family and the interdependence that I described earlier, I chose to support her growth, Kylie's growth, in the pace and the way that she needed it and named it.
Which was fast.
It was very fast. It happened like almost overnight. So I guess we had a few days in there, but and there were other emotions that came in like, what? You're up and leaving at Christmas time and not going to be with the family, Of course I wanted her to be here. So I could have focused on the thing and the irritation, the moment of irritation that I had and some of the, chaos of the waves that were crashing around. But I went deep and I actually did focus on this vision. I want to have the spaciousness with my family where we can encourage one another. And I knew this was going to be a big growth trip for you. Without you even saying it, I just knew. So to me, that was connecting with my vision for the family, hearing you in the moment as to what you needed and how you needed it. And then finding the spaciousness within myself. Does that align to my vision of LifeProof Self for me? Well, yes. The things that I want for me and my vision, I also want for her. And I could tell that this was Kylie opting into life, not opting out. I think connecting to my own vision for myself and then my vision for the family is what enabled me to pretty rapidly respond in a way that was fully supportive of you.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like your own vision for yourself gave you a lot of empathy for me in why I was deciding to do this.
Yeah. I mean, you have your own vision for yourself. But yeah,
Hmm.
that's right.
Give us another example of.
So I asked my daughter, what is your vision for yourself? And she said, well, to find balance in work and pleasure and to be present with myself and my relationships. Okay, great.
Bullseye.
And what about your vision with your partner? And she said, to be sparks in each other's flames. I love that. I think that's really cool. So to
So
be
poetic.
sparks in each other's flames, to be supportive but not dependent on each other, and to always be in an atmosphere of love, safety, and warmth. So that's her vision for her partner relationship. And then I asked her, well, what's the vision for the family? And she said, to cultivate playful energy, support each other's focus areas, and have balance in being a comforting shoulder, holding space, providing motivation, and prompting when we need it.
I think we should probably mention is that when we talk about family, whatever family means to you is what we mean by family. It could be your spouse and children, or your cousins and uncles, or your yeah, or your community of friends. Some many people don't start having families until a lot later, and the community of people that they're around kind of
Yeah, our
serve as,
tribes,
yeah, our
our
tribe for
villages.
sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. And some in
Okay.
some cases that supersedes the biological family as far
Oh,
as
definitely.
having a vision. Yeah. Take the time, takeaway number one, to make a vision for yourself, 360 degrees. What do you value most in your life? What do you want for yourself in this life? How do you want to give of yourself? And what are you open to for growth? Those are just a couple of the questions. Write it out and then hone it and put it in a statement that you feel good about. And then, take the second step of think of a key relationship. And it can be a partner, it can be a best friend, it can, either one you already have or one that you want to have. So, same exercise. What do you value most in your life with this person? What do you want in a relationship with this person? How do you want both of you to give to and receive from one another? What growth are you open for? Again, refine it, hone it, put it in a statement. And this is malleable and shapeable. You can have multiple iterations with it. And then, third, consider a vision for your family. And Kylie already talked about this as, a much broader definition of the family. We certainly have, non-biological family members in our family. And we're creating community here in Boulder that we consider to be part of the family and that is becoming part of this family visions. And then number 4, imagine these visions are actually the current underneath the surface of the waves in your LifeProof relationships. The visions are ever present, yet require adaptability and changing directions. And your visions are your go-to for strength and centering in your relationships. So when you think of it that way, what might you add or modify in your statements as you read back through them?
Yeah. Think of your visions like your compass,
Mm-hmm.
something that will guide your action when you can't see.
Yes, that you can connect to. Hence, the wording of the second pillar is connect to your vision.
Yeah, Chrissy, these are all really, really great examples. And thank you so much for having this discussion with me today.
Yeah, you're absolutely welcome.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have any stories, thoughts, or questions about relationships that you'd like to share with us, feel free to send us an email. Our email is info@journeyon-coaching.com. That's info@journeyon-coaching.com. Follow us on Instagram and send us a DM. Our Instagram handle is @journeyon-coaching. To explore LifeProof coaching with us, head to our website and sign up for a complimentary coaching session. Our website is journeyOn-coaching.com. If you love the show and want to hear more, subscribe and download the show on your favorite podcast platform. Until next time, blessings as you journey on.